For 26 days in 1928, between July 30th and August 24th, British Columbia Airways flew its Ford Trimotor, Model 4 ATB passenger aircraft. It carried 1,292 passengers on some 150 scheduled flights. 75% of these flights were between Victoria and Vancouver, the rest between Victoria and Seattle. The Ford Trimotor was the largest, most modern commercial airliner in the world. This all-metal monoplane was powered by three 220-horsepower Wright J-S engines. The aircraft was 49 feet long and 13 feet high, with a wingspan of 77 feet. It could accommodate 2 pilots. The Victoria model, with folding seats, could carry 14 passengers. The aircraft crashed on Friday, August 24, 1928. This was international news. Although carrying only a partial passenger load, it was at the time the worst catastrophe in the history of commercial aviation in America. The Trimotor had been seen struggling in fog half an hour after takeoff, as reported by the Dungeness Lighthouse. The Ford Monoplane had taken off from Victoria to Seattle with 6 men, 1 woman, and 1 fox terrier aboard. The pilot was Harold Walker. The assistant pilot, Robert Louis Carson, had been licensed for 1 day. Passengers included a Victoria physician, Dr. Donald Booth Holden, Mr. and Mrs. Alexander McCallum Scott from Glasgow, Scotland, and others from New Jersey and Shanghai. Almost every aircraft in the Pacific Northwest was mobilized in a massive search. It took 4 days to even estimate the crash site. Because currents were shifting the wreckage, it never was pinpointed. British Columbia Airways employees Ernie Eve, Hal Wilson, and Ted Cressy searched along with U.S. aircraft. Years later, Cressy said that Walker had been goaded into taking off by passenger Alexander McCallum Scott. British Columbia Airways was cleared from blame in a Department of National Defense inquiry. However, the inquiry recommended only seaplanes and amphibians be used for passenger flight between Victoria and the mainland. It was 15 years before land-based passenger aircraft could again fly between Victoria and the mainland. Until the following summer, the flying school kept going with Wilson and Cressy, but there were still financial problems caused by the crash. Both the school's Alexander Eagle Rock biplanes were sold to Vancouver's Aero Club of BC. Hal Wilson joined the aircraft at the club in July 1929. Cressy left later that summer to work for Alaska Washington Airways, leaving British Columbia Airways to exist only on paper. Early in 1931, a final attempt to restart failed, marking the end.